How's it going? You good? Today I'm doing a meal prep day. I mentioned in my last video, I am training for a marathon. I've done hello Harley. I've done half marathons before. I've done a lot of different races, but I've never done a full marathon before. And one of the things that I struggle with the most when I am running lots of distance is eating. It's hard for me to get enough protein in. I often don't have much of an appetite or motivation to make anything, and I am not like, I do meal prep and things like that, but I don't typically like make the meal ready for me because I never know what I want to eat. But I thought that with what I'm doing right now, it would be smart to just have things ready. So when I'm tired and unmotivated to like put anything together, it is there and ready to go. So that's what I am doing today. So it's not my typical meal prep food week. This is a 1-day schlep of getting everything ready, packing up some meals, and having food ready for myself and for my husband and kids as well. So I'm trying to kind of make it a meal prep for all. So I'm gonna bring you along. I just went grocery shopping, so I'm gonna get everything unpacked and then I'm gonna show you my haul. I went to Fred Meyer, which is my town's Kroger, and Costco. And who doesn't love a good Costco haul? So that is what we're gonna do first. I'm gonna get everything unpacked. I'm gonna show you what I got, and then we will talk meal prep. Ready? Let's go. Okay, here is our haul. It's a thing of beauty. Okay, so first things off, just some restock things. Alice, I think, runs off of applesauce at this point. So that's more for my kids, but I do usually eat one of these before I go on a run, especially early morning. So got to keep those stocked. Goldfish for my kids, although who doesn't love a goldfish? Sweet potato crackers and almond crackers are going to be involved in like my snacks and stuff, and sometimes I eat them with my lunches, so I like having them around. And both are gluten-free, which I like. I'm not celiac or anything like that, but it's nice to have gluten-free options as well. I've got some smashed avocado cups. Alice loves these, and I also like to put them on my bagel in the morning, so I've got those. That, and they'll go, I'm gonna do a burrito bowl kind of action for one of my meal preps, so this will be handy as well. I have Greek yogurt. Too Good is my favorite brand. It's between this and Siggy's, but I really love this brand. It does not pack a huge caloric punch. It has a really good amount of protein in it, 14 grams of protein, which is really great, but it's also not really hitting you in the fat department. I am not against fat. Fat is not bad, but it is one of those things that I have a tendency of holding on to. So I also am pretty choosy about where I'm getting my fats from. Eggs, I'm gonna hard boil some eggs, and I also eat eggs every morning, 1 or 2, depending on how active I was in the morning. You can't be without cheese. We are in Oregon. Tillamook is our cheese. Represent. And then Baby Bell's also going to be a good snack, and my kids really love them as well. Moving on to fruits and veg. I always keep a watermelon around in the summer, and the pineapples smelled really good today, so I grabbed one of those. And then our staples, strawberries and blueberries. If you watched my Healthy Summer Meals Food Week, you know that I am very simple with my salads, but I love just a spinach salad with watermelon and berries on it and balsamic. It's so good, so I am keeping that around all the time. I'm going to roast some vegetables. I've already got sweet potatoes in the pantry, but I needed some Brussels, and I'm a big fan of Brussels sprouts, especially with like balsamic, or we have this Japanese barbecue sauce, like a yuzu barbecue sauce, which I'll show you later, that goes really well on these. So that's another one of my meal prep lunches, is going to be roasted vegetables and chicken. Just some other things, cucumber. I'm gonna make a homemade Pico de Gallo, so I needed tomatoes and limes. I already have jalapenos in the fridge. This onion, I'm going to make some Instant Pot black beans. It's my favorite recipe. I've been using it for years, and I will link it in the description along with I'll put the recipes for my burrito bowls as well, but I needed an onion for that. And then I needed some red onion for the pico. And then I need to restock my pickled onion. If you've seen any of my food weeks, you know that I'm a big fan of pickled onion. And then just some cilantro. I need that for like everything. I got 2 roast chickens. I toyed with doing like a pork tenderloin or something in addition to 1 chicken, but I just wanted to make it easy. I'm already going to be using the Instant Pot for the black beans, and I'm also going to make some rice. So it's just gonna be jeopardized, and I wanna get this done in one day. So I got 2 roast chickens. My kids really like the roast chicken. I'm going to use it in the meal prep, or in the meals, and my husband will also eat it. So it's really versatile, it's cost effective. I know there's better chickens out there, but you know, this works. I eat half a bagel every morning, and my kids also eat bagels. So I am going to actually pre-slice these and then package them for the fridge so that they fit better, and also so that we stop going through so many Band-Aids, because my kids try to be very independent and we've had some cuts. So I'm gonna pre-slice these, and then I have some corn tortillas. One of the meals is going to be tacos. I absolutely love tacos. So we've got some corn tortillas, and then just some other random little things. I'm going to make some protein balls. I'm gonna use mostly PB2 for that, but we also just needed more peanut butter, and I might kind of do like a 50-50 on the PB2 and the regular peanut butter. And then just the staple in our house, Kodiak cakes. I'm not gonna be making these today, but every weekend we make a whole bag of these for the week, and my kids will eat them. We didn't this last week, and so we went through like a crazy amount of bagels. So, and this I feel is just a little bit better option to help my kids feel full. So, but that's it. That's everything. I'm gonna get this going. I'm gonna get my produce cleaned in the sink and get the Instant Pot going. So here we go. So when I say Instant Pot, I mean Instant Pots. I have 2. I got rid of my rice cooker because my dad got me a smaller Instant Pot, and it's nice to have a big one and a little one. So I'm extra like that. And this is how I clean my rice. I prefer this way because I end up dumping it out when I try to like pour it through my hand and catch the rice. So this is just the way that I do it. I keep rinsing it until the water starts running clear through the bottom. But I do like to wash my rice. This is just white rice. I will either do white rice or brown rice, but I was just feeling white rice this day, so that's what I'm choosing to do. But I'm going to cook it in my Instant Pot, and instead of water, I'm going to cook it in some bone broth, just to add a little bit of extra nutrients and protein and flavor. And I also needed to use the rest of this before it went bad because it had been sitting in my fridge. So double duty, right? Win-win. And with the rice, I'm just kind of doing equal parts rice and water, but I go a little heavier on the liquid just so it doesn't overcook and it stays nice and moist. But then I'm going to move on to washing my produce. I have gone more in depth on how I wash my produce in other videos, which I will put in the iCards, but I soak them in water with about a cup of vinegar, and I let them soak for about 20 minutes while I do other things, obviously. But that I just feel better about washing my produce, and the vinegar, it's been shown, helps kind of remove pesticides and things like that off of it. So I like to do that. I do my strawberries separately with a little bit more of a diluted vinegar and water bath, just because they've gone mushy on me before, and so now I'm like afraid to just throw them in with everybody else. So I do it separately, and I've had good luck since then. Just a little tip that I don't know if anybody else does this, but we get the natural peanut butter, so like it has the oil on the top and you have to mix it. But like a year ago, I discovered that if you store it this way, it's so much easier to mix when you need to mix your peanut butter, because all the oil's on the bottom, because I had issues with it like solidifying too much at the bottom and mixing it was really hard. So I just started storing them this way, and we refrigerate them after we mix them so that they stay creamy all the way through. But I don't know, maybe you already do that, but just my little tip if you get the...
Okay, black beans. This is the very first thing I ever made in the Instant Pot. I had my Instant Pot for a while, but I was afraid of it because it's pressurized and it's scary. But I finally got brave, and my friends all said that they made their black beans in the Instant Pot. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I did it, and it worked out really well. And I've tried a couple other recipes, but I like this one the best, and I will link it in the description box along with all the other recipes that I do. Some of them will just be typed out because it's kind of, my cooking's more of a choose your own adventure. So I'm giving you ideas and not exact measurements, because you can tailor it to what your needs are. But I really like this. There's a little extra flavor with the garlic and the onion and the Worcestershire sauce. And I think there's cumin in it. But they turn out really good. The only thing is that I've had to add time to it to get it to the right consistency. But I always start with 25 minutes with the beans. And then sometimes I'll add an additional like 10 to 15, depending on how soft I want them for what I'm using them for. So that's the only caveat I have for this recipe, but they are really, really good. And all my kids like them, especially Callum and Alice. And they're not as picky as Hugo is, but still, like, the fact that they really like these is a big deal for me because I have some picky eaters. So we've been down this road before too with roasted veggies. I have gone a little bit more in depth for what I do, but I use avocado oil, salt, pepper, and garlic powder for everything. Sometimes I'll throw balsamic vinegar on the Brussels sprouts, but I'm not doing that today because I'm putting a different sauce on everybody. And I roasted these at 425 this time, but I jump around between 400 and 425. But it's really quick. It's really easy. I'll do this, or I will often roast things in my air fryer, but I just kind of felt, since I was already using both Instant Pots, I didn't want one more thing to wash. So I just didn't bother with the air fryer this time around. Okay, and with those roasted vegetables, I always start at about 10 to 15 minutes and then start checking them. And because it's Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes, they take a little longer. So I started with 15 minutes and then just kind of started checking them for softness. But now Pico de Gallo, this is a choose your own adventure Pico de Gallo, because what would a Ria food video be without me just saying, do what's in your heart? So I'm taking like 6 Roma tomatoes. I like take the seeds out so it doesn't get like really runny and gloopy. Ugh, I don't like that word, sorry. But then jalapeno, red onion, cilantro. I use garlic cubes and lime juice. And I just mix it all together, and I do it kind of in the ratios that I like. I do leave the stems on with the cilantro. I think it adds more flavor, and might as well, instead of taking the time to pull all the leaves off. And I think it's good that way. So I know some people are a little bit more particular about their herbs, but I leave the stems right on. And then for the Dorot cubes, I get mine at Trader Joe's. I get their ginger cubes and their garlic cubes, and they're really handy. I love fresh garlic, but sometimes I just need something a little quicker. So I just pop it out of the freezer and I let it sit in the bowl and kind of mash it around, and it distributes a little bit more evenly. So I think it helps with that added flavor in there. But I added a little bit of salt and mixed it all up, and I love this stuff. I could just eat it straight out of the container. the rice came out perfect. The black beans weren't quite as soft as I wanted them to be, so I did give them an additional 10 minutes. But what's nice about the Instant Pot, like once you've already cooked something, is it comes up to pressure a lot faster because it's already warm in there. So it was pretty quick. But now I'm refilling my pickled onions. I always keep these on hand, but I don't remake them every single time. I just add some more onions in, and I'll reuse the juice like 1 to 2 times. But I just top it off with a little bit more apple cider vinegar, some salt, and a little bit of water, and they turn out great. But eventually you have to redo it. So by like the 3rd time I'll remake them. And then I just got these cool lids. I'll link them in the description box. They're ball, like wood lids, and I love them. I think they're really cool, and they do a good job sealing, and it's nice not have like the rusty rings because mine wear out over time. But now I'm just doing my produce prep. I love these containers. I'll also link them. It's been a lifesaver to keep my produce more fresh. I usually keep like my berries in glass and my melon when I can in glass, but for the spinach and everything, these have been really, really handy, and they don't go bad nearly as quickly. So my Instant Pot hard-boiled eggs, I only got myself starting them. I didn't show me finishing them. Sorry about that. But I will link the recipe that I follow in the description box. But it's 7 minutes cook, 7 minutes sit, 7 minutes ice bath. I did set it for 6 minutes. I don't know why. That's my bad. But they turn out good nearly every time. I have a hard time with hard-boiled eggs, but that's a me problem. That's a user error. The recipe seems to work really well usually. But now my ready to eats. These are my meals that are ready to eat. I'm making them with the intention of not needing to microwave them, so that it's just easier and I can put the sides together. And part of it is so like if I'm out with my kids, especially because we're getting into the summer months, I have enough food. Otherwise I just grab like snacks and I don't nourish my body as well when I'm out and about. So this was an easy way to make sure that I have everything I need to eat well, especially with the marathon training. But this one's really simple. It's just rice, chicken, sweet potatoes, and Brussels, some strawberries, blueberries, and then like a Baby Bell cheese. And then I use the Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce. My husband found it at Whole Foods, and we have it in a couple different flavors, but the yuzu one is really, really good. So I just topped all of my stuff with that, and it goes really well with it, and it tasted really good. Okay, and for the burrito bowls, I did kind of the typical stuff you would put in a burrito, and I added sweet potato because I had them, and I love sweet potato like on my nachos. Sometimes I'll just make nachos with like sliced sweet potato. So that was just because it was there, I added it to get a little bit more nutrients in there, and the whole mixture was really, really good. I added some crackers and avocado cup, and this was a really easy one to put together, and it was especially delicious. One thing I would do next time is make my cilantro lime dressing, like my small batch one. It was in my last food week. I'll link it, but I think that would be a really good addition to these. Last but not least, the protein balls. These are really quick to throw together. Just keep mixing. It'll come together, I promise. But it's oats and protein powder, peanut butter, honey, and chocolate chips, and just a little bit of water. I did half and half creamy peanut butter and PB2, and they turned out really good. I just added a little extra water, but I used the Ghost protein in the coffee ice cream flavor. It's my very favorite protein, but it was really quick to come together. I like to have these, I put them in my vest when I go on runs, especially in the evening, because I'll do a bit of a cool down run, or I'm sorry, a cool down walk afterwards, and I like to have a snack. I'm a snacker, so I'll have one of those typically after like a short run, but it's really nice. I stick them in a Ziploc bag, I put them in my vest, and they're ready to go when I am done. But these were fun to make. Alice really loves helping make these, and everybody in the house really likes them too. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be remaking these a lot this summer, but I should have made more to begin with because they are nearly gone. All right, but that's everything. This is the fridge. It's a thing of beauty. I'm so glad to have that done. But I've got all of the baby bells, the avocado cups, just everything is organized, easy to find. My kids can easily get more healthy choices, and they don't always go for like the granola bars. Breakfast is easier, but everything is just in their spot and ready to go and ready to eat. I didn't cut the watermelon. We still had a little bit left in the fridge, so I'll tackle that one another day once we're actually out of the watermelon. But otherwise, everything is just in there ready to eat. But I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the little bell so you don't miss a video. But I really enjoy sharing what I'm eating with you all. So I probably am going to do more of these for a while I'm training, because I am going to be doing more of this type of meal prep to get me through. I'm also documenting my training over on Instagram. I'll link my Instagram in the description box too. You can come find me over there as well. But otherwise, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.